What's up, everybody? It is time for assignment 18, okay? Which is called the election of 1860. So, in the grand scheme of things, in assignment 17, you saw this debate between Abraham Lincoln and Stephen Douglas. The winner of the Senate seat, ding ding ding, was Stephen Douglas, okay? So Stephen Douglas won those debates, or won the election, became the senator from Illinois. But Abraham Lincoln still gained this huge popularity and became this person who this new political party called the Republican Party built themselves around. Okay, and then by the time of the presidential election in 1860, the Republican Party said, "Hey, we want to nominate Abraham Lincoln as our candidate for president." But also a crazy thing happened is you ended up having a total of 4 candidates run for this election in 1860. Stephen Douglas makes his appearance again as the candidate from the Northern Democrat Party. This guy, John Bell, represents the Constitutional Union Party. And then John Breckinridge represents the Southern Democrat Party. Okay. So for assignment 18 is we're going to take a look at the candidates, their platforms, and then the results of the election. Okay. So the first part is just looking at the candidates. Okay. You have these little details that basically capture what they are all about. Okay. We know a lot about Lincoln and Douglas based off of assignment 17 and what they specifically believe. But we're going to just use this chart here. So you're going to look at this chart and then answer these 2 questions, okay? So based off your chart, make your predictions. And then, spoiler alert, you're going to look at the results of the election, okay? Dun, 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 dun. Just pay attention to the key, all these details here, who won and what, so on and so forth, okay? And then you're going to look at 1, 2, 3 questions based off the map. Okay, 3 questions based off the map. Questions number 3, 4, and 5 are based off the map. And then finally, for the 6th question, you're going to have a think about it question. Okay, which is basically this. Okay, the think about it question says, this election had 4 candidates running, and each candidate represented a different belief about slavery and which direction the United States should go on the issue. However, in the end, only one candidate came out victorious and won a clear majority in the Electoral College and the popular vote. How do you think the institution of slavery was impacted after this candidate won? I don't want to spoil anything. Explain why you think this. In other words, how do you think the North reacted or responded to this election? How do you think the South responded to this election? And explain your answer. Okay. We know that the Civil War happens right after this point. The big thing is, why do you think this election caused this, had this reaction by the South? Okay? Why do you think this won this election? And of all the things that happened, not John Brown's raid, not the Underground Railroad, not Nat Turner's rebellion, not the abolition from Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, and all these other orders and Sojourner Truth, not that, this election finally was the straw that broke the camel's back and made the South do something radical. Why? I don't know. Hint, hint, that's kind of what we're getting to next. So, take a look at this chart, these maps, answer the questions, and then we'll move on. Okay? Hope everyone's staying safe, washing hands, helping out around the house, and this week's going to be beautiful. Make sure you're outside. Take care. Miss you all. You darn hooligans.